Self-defense is a vital part of humanity. My favorite part, in fact.
Well, she tends to take the term self-defense very broadly to mean anyone who's doing anything horrible to anyone else. So.
So I see you went to the Lethality Caitlin School of Self-Defense.
The which school?
The Lethality Caitlin School. There's a guy on the internet, Darkmain, who made a video called Lethality Caitlin, and he's all like, you see, you build all these lethality items, and then self-defense. You see this guy? He's trying to attack me. I'm gonna initiate some self-defense and kill him. Boom, done. Had to do it. Couldn't be avoided. My buddy Timo is getting attacked in top lane. Oh, well, better initiate some self-defense. My opponent has the audacity to defend his tower. Better self-defense him. Oh no! There's someone trying to destroy his jungle minions and get gold. Well, better self-defense him. And like...
This guy stepped on one of my traps.
Right, this guy's...
He's assaulting my property.
He's assaulting my property. Self-defense! And like, every excuse he comes up with is more and more flimsy.
Just ridiculous. It's so funny. I love Darkmain.
Yeah, I think Alexandra's is more like certain actions that sets people outside of the general what she defines as humanity.
Oh man, that. Thank you for letting me in on that. That's a splinter I can abuse later.
I've mentioned it from the beginning.
But when we last left off, you had sold a man into slavery, at which point he was almost certainly going to die. And Victoria gave you another task for the evening, to burn down the Ragnarok Club.
The Ragnarok. Da, da, da.
That's true. As far as I know, she told us, don't feel obligated. You can't rush wisdom.
Yes. She's very patient. But I mean, she may be advocating patience, but you know how much time will cost you.
That's true.
Yeah, her counseling us for patience is not worth the lot.
And then Easter had scooted a message out to the Sea Collective, basically asking, hey, if we hit this place, are we gonna fuck you guys?
Oh, what did she say? Or did I not send something back?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't send something back. Oh, no. Oops. All right. Well, I will do that.
Oh, message.
Huh.
Yay.
Interesting.
Let's see. Where is it located? I do not see it.
They say she fears no flame.
Oh, in-game chat. Derp.
Maybe that's precisely why she wants us to burn it to the ground, to try and call this Anarch's bluff.
That's a distinct possibility.
We already have one faction that we've turned against us. Do we, how much power do the Anarchs hold here? Is it worth pissing them off?
Yusuf makes a good point.
He does.
From our encounter at the prince's little party, it didn't sound like he had any love for the Anarchs.
No,
They
it did not.
coexist. So there are a few ways that we can do this. We can either not do this at all and try to move forward with the information that we have, or we can try to burn this place down. She didn't specify whether we had to kill everyone inside.
No.
Just that
goal
the
is
structure
just
needed to be destroyed.
It's gonna be hot dog laser sticks all over again.
Hot dog laser sticks.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But
Well,
must be some sort of pop culture reference.
well, clubs like that tend to be active at night, and it would be safer for us to attack when this Anarch is presumably asleep.
That's true. Although blowing up a building in broad daylight does come with its own set of difficulties.
That it does.
That is the difficult, yes.
I
wouldn't be particularly comfortable with having collateral damage here.
Me neither.
nor am I.
There could be, people who are just bartenders and waitresses and cooks and delivery people. It is not acceptable for people like that to be involved. I don't particularly care one way or the other about these mobsters, depending on what they've done, but there are plenty of people, even when it's not, even when there aren't patrons there, who wouldn't warrant this.
I agree. And destroying the club is more about sending a message, and it wouldn't be worth it to send a message on someone's life.
Everybody give me a wits and politics roll.
Certainly. Hello, dice roller.
I'm gonna try using the dice roller this time.
It was wits and what?
Politics.
Politics.
Oh, there's a one I don't have a dot in. Ah,
No.
Remind
Take
me
that
what
delicious
the-
-3.
That's
minus
a 0.
3. That's a 0. That's a -1 for me.
That's a luck die.
I forgot to put points in politics.
Nobody puts points in politics.
I did.
I did.
Good man.
Put points in politics as we speak.
One success, still a success.
That's true. No one can.
Okay. On this World of Darkness dice roller, the difficulty is 1 and the target is 8.
Yes.
Cool.
And 10s explode.
Cool.
Kablooey.
You can set the difficulty higher. The difficulty is how many successes you need. Oh my god. Okay, Easter, it's time for a little Socratic dialogue.
Beautiful.
So,
After all, I've been in this town.
exactly. So, what do these monster hunters seem to do?
The ones that we are after,
Yes.
they seem to select supernatural beings and take them in for experimentation for their nefarious purposes.
Correct. And what particular qualities would this Lord of Ragnarok have? That would be worth investigating.
This so-called immunity to fire.
Right. And if she were immune to fire, what would happen if you burned her club down?
We would be able to verify if she was immune to fire or not.
And you would destroy her stronghold.
All right.
You'd make her an easy target.
So either she dies in the club and isn't worth investigating, or she's able to be snapped up. Right for the taking.
Victoria is killing 4 birds with 1 stone. And she's making you throw it.
All right. Now, our alternative method here is if the Lord of Ragnarok is so powerful, it may behoove us to go after her and try and find an alliance.
Going to someone's home and saying there's a plot to end your life and we were sent to do it is not a bad way to begin negotiations with the
Especially since we have the messages as proof.
Exactly.
I bet the Anarchs have lost people as well.
Almost certainly. It would be far easier to take Anarchs for your purposes than someone protected by the Camarilla.
But how to do this in a way that Alexandra is not immediately tipped off? Oh no, what the hell is her name? Victoria. Why do I keep on saying my own name? Well, Victoria is not instantly tipped off.
Do you think Victoria doesn't already know what you're doing?
She may have predicted this. We'll just have to be aware of that.
She predicted you'd send the text to the number instead of texting the number. Or you text the number to the number.
Perhaps we should send a letter.
I think that's a great idea. Do you think our courier has had time to recover?
He is very strong.
Do you shoot up an Ivan flare?
We do.
Somebody pen a letter.
Alexandra looks at Easter expectantly.
Easter opens up her little notebook.
Her handy dandy notebook.
She even does the little snap.
I figure it's gonna be either Easter or Yusuf on these things.
Yeah.
All right, what do we want to ask our good male friend? And I fucking love Blue's Clues.
Me too. Those good times. Those are simpler times.
I did it so much when I was a kid, and yet now that I'm older, I've warmed up to it a lot. I feel like it shows how less edgy I am.
I feel like also, like, based on your age, you were probably slightly too old for it when it came out.
Definitely.
And hell hath no fury like a child who is slightly too old for something.
Yep. Because now that I'm older, I can look back on it and analyze things. Like, when they brought Steve back in the 3 Blue's Clues combination special, he was a professional detective wearing a fedora, and I was like, why did that? And I looked it all up, and he originally left the show because he was going bald, and you can't have the protagonist of your kid's show going bald, apparently. And when he showed back up, he had completely gone bald, and he was like, I'm gonna wear a jaunty hat.
That's really fun. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's a detective because he does the Blue's Clues things. Like,
it all makes sense.
Like, it was way more clever than it needed to be. Like, season 2 guy's just like, yeah, I'm here, whatever, let's solve this mystery. And season 3 guy's like, I can't figure this out. And Steve is like, nah, I thought about my character. I'm a detective now. Anyway. Letter. Pen.
Letter. What are we asking Ivan?
Hey, I'm shutting down my computer at work, and I am no longer working while I'm playing.
Delightful. I mean,
Happy Friday.
You don't have to ask Ivan anything. You want to ask the Lord of Ragnarok things.
Yeah, this is to the proprietor.
Oh,
Ivan
okay.
will be able to find her.
I'm about to say, Ivan will definitely be able to find her. Maybe you might want to figure out what her name is.
That's a good
Can
idea.
I?
Will this burn any bridges for you with your friends?
To whom is
For
it
me?
addressed?
If we deal with the Anarchs, they didn't seem to like the Anarchs much.
No,
think it
but
will
I
be all
don't.
right.
I don't think that the prince wants them to die today.
Yes, that seemed to be that the other group, Sabat.
Yes. Sabbat are for killing, Anarchs are for annexing. Like an evil genius. I don't want to destroy the world. That's where all the greatest chaos takes place.
Or yes, Spike.
What's his
All those
philosophy?
people walking around like blood squeeze boxes or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think it was called like a walking Happy Meal.
Walking
Oh my
happiness,
God.
yes. Yeah.
Nah, man.
But this is the reason why Spike tried to stave off the apocalypse with Buffy the first time.
Nah, man. We're going Castlevania style. We're exterminating all the humans.
Oh,
This isn't a war. This is the world's greatest suicide note.
I
Oh,
love that show so much.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
While you guys are penning this letter, I will tell you about the most depressing episode of Pathologic I've played yet.
You got this, bitch.
So,
Can I roll to figure out what her name is first?
You may try.
Because between my eidetic memory and my knowledge of Chicago,
You can make an intelligence and politics roll. It's
Okay.
it's not a matter of memory. It's a matter of whether you've heard it or not.
okay. One success.
One success. You're aware that the proprietor of the Ragnarok Club is one Alan Smithy. This is definitely a fake name.
Understandable.
I hear the modern film industry retired Alan Smithy, and now I'm upset.
I'm just trying to blank on who that is. I'd probably know it, but
Alan Smithy is literally no one. When a bad movie was created and no one who directed it wanted to put their name on it, they would say that it was directed by Alan Smithy.
oh, that's clever. I love it when they do that stuff.
And strangely, Ed Wood it never occurred to Ed Wood.
Nope. I don't know. I stand by Ed Wood was proud of everything he created.
I think he was.
I think he was a man incapable of shame, and God bless him. He used that gift for good.
Have you ever actually tried watching one of those damn things?
No, absolutely not.
It is. It's not up to the level of your average like high school level theater production in the deep south.
Oh my god. Where's the set? This is it! Oh my god. If any of you have the opportunity, please go see Ed Wood. And if you can stomach it, try watching Planet 9 from Outer Space.
Ed Wood was great. Definitely was great.
It's a beautiful thing. You'll love to see it. But the saddest day in Pathologic is probably Clara Day 9. I went to
Isn't that the one you get a achievement for reaching?
Oh, you get an achievement for finishing every day.
Oh.
Just because so few people are able to manage it, apparently. But I got to visit the powers that be, and when they revealed to me my nature, my quest changed. And the character Clara is now wondering like what she is, because her powers are so bizarre and ill-defined at this point.
Okay.
Her main quest now ends with the sentence, "Please define me," which is quite possibly one of the most hopeless things I've heard in my entire life. When I reported this to the Inquisitor, she said, "Ah, good, fantastic, nice work. Glad for everything you're doing. Your next task is to go outside and kill yourself. We're done here. You've done everything I need of you. Go away." And she's like, "However you wish to end your life, it doesn't matter to me. But you need to be gone. You are an affront to the law." Not knowing exactly what to do, my quest then said, I guess I should go see the commander of the military. One last person to see before it's all over. And I went to Commander Block, and he just started going off about how he should have died. And how a soldier on the train he spoke to on his way here told him legends of saintly women. And he now chose me to be his saint. And he would die for my cause because, my God, he's lived for too long. He's cheated death too many times. One way or another, I will die here.
Shit, dude.
Right, fucking baby Jesus.
Cut yourself on that edge.
Oh. Ivan comes to take the letter, and he sees where it's being addressed. Ragnarok, you say?
Yes, sir.
I will do my best to deliver it.
Thank you.
It's not an easy place to get into.
You can give us nothing more than your best.
Thank you.
Be careful, my friend.
Yes. You're not exactly sure how long he's going to be gone, but you get the feeling it's going to be longer than usual.
Fair enough.
Oh, now that I mention it, how many of you have been sending reports home?
I'll raise my hand.
Alexander probably knows she's supposed to.
Reports? We do those? Yeah, I file.
I say Easter probably sends her reports.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's where the money comes from.
That's true. You do not get funding if you don't send in your reports.
Speaking of funding, I see that mine has increased.
Did you put more points into resources?
I did.
Hey!
I have 3 dots now.
So, is there anything any of you try to omit from your reports?
So far, no.
Sounds good.
From what I know of the Abbey, is there things that we have done that the Abbey would frown upon?
No.
Wait, did we just send a letter to the proprietor?
Yes.
Yes.
Son of a...
I'm gonna be real careful with my wording of a few events.
Oh, Yusuf, you should tell me which plans you're going to be. Send me which things you're going to try to twist.
Okay.
Not right.
Probably the only thing the Alexander would report was the demon.
Fair enough.
That's really the only thing that she considers to be important so far. I mean, aside, everything else is important, but not something that is worthy of making a report on.
Right.
Because it's just not. Nothing has come of it. So.
P.S. Holmes, when you weren't looking, they sent Ivan with a letter to go talk to the lady of the Ragnarok Club to try to make overtures of peace.
Well, we burned it to the ground. Does not compute.
Alexandra made a very carefully worded moral argument about all of the innocents who will die.
Always with the morally innocent.
Holmes, at your current humanity level, you're only vaguely concerned. Like,
yeah.
At the worst,
Abstractly.
Right. At the worst, you would think like, well, I guess the ends don't justify these means.
Italy, when I actually see the numbers, it's like, okay, fine, we'll do it the hard way.
We're talking about burning maybe 400 people alive. 400 people will be there. Maybe 50 of them will get burned alive, and several more will be trampled. Oh, shit. That's a lot.
Yeah. That's just too many. It's like, even for me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Alexandra's point was she didn't even think that any of them would have contemplated that. But she was saying that even off hours, there are going to be people who don't deserve to burn in the club.
But Easter, you get a report back.
So, babe, I'm super excited about moving, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna miss these guys, these Chinese guys.
They're still gonna deliver to our new place.
Oh?
Yes.
So everything's done? You guys, it went through? It's done deal now?
No, it's not a done deal. I'm still waiting to get a call from my attorney. We're still waiting on the survey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much land do you have?
Not a lot. They're just really backed up right now.
Oh, okay.
It's like
An acre right there?
1.2 acres.
No, that's not bad. That's, it's...
Most of it is like on a wooded hill that's almost unusable.
Yeah, pretty.
But it's pretty.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to determine is if our property goes all the way down to the road at that bottom of the hill, or if there's like an edge on it that isn't ours.
Are either of you guys gardeners?
Mm-hmm.
Pigeons. I'm not. I just know a lot about flowers.
We've had some, we're thinking maybe, we've got two possible options of what we want to do with the hill. Either see if we can get a permit to build a deck out over it, so that we can use that flat area for, light grill or whatever. And if we can't get that permit, then we'll plant blueberries or raspberries there.
Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Hot tubs.
I like that idea.
Don't know how far the hill is from your actual house, so it may be a little impractical, but...
Super far. We don't have a big backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, Pidge, I think that's the most Ashwood Abbey looking image I've ever seen in my entire life.
Rise Elmo.
fucking the burning Elmo is the perfect expression of Ashwood Abbey. Just like fucking nothing is real, everything is permitted.
Oh, I put it in the wrong.
The Eric Andre Show.
There.
Easter just gives you guys a thumbs up and says, well, the Abbey would like us to work on destroying this acquisitions department.
Could you be more specific?
What's up?
Easter, is that Chinese food you're eating?
I so miss Chinese food. We used to have a Chinese food place, but the pandemic killed it.
No.
That's the saddest thing ever. We order from ours like once a week. So
Oh. Once a week Chinese. Oh. It hurts.
Ah.
It was called
There we go.
Kwangli's. It was beautiful.
Ours is New Garden.
New Garden's a good name.
Yeah, they're really sweet. So Easter says the Abbey wants us to, or me, to destroy the acquisitions department. They say that even if it doesn't destroy the new lab, that it will hobble it considerably.
So you are referring to Alexandra's people, not to the club. Just wanted to be sure.
Correct. Or Victoria's people?
Victoria's people. Damn it.
Yes.
Something about the rhythm of those names is very similar to me.
Victoria, Alexandra. Yeah, absolutely.
We've got another Selena.
And Serena.
Serena.
Serena,
No.
Selena, Salandra.
Yeah,
There it is, Selena Salandra.
yeah. Selena was the evil NPC sister.
oh, good times.
Oh.
Ooh, nothing like getting locked in a time stomp and whipped.
Hmm.
Catch a curse!
Catch a curse. Oh man, being immune to those was the best.
Wasn't it?
You'd be like, "Hey, Cab, guess what? I need you to roll for," and then I'd be like, "No, you don't." And then you'd say, "Oh yeah." And I'm sure that you didn't actually forget, but it did make me pleased with myself every time. So, like, thanks for doing that.
You're welcome.
Well, you had been like savoring the running into Selena again for I don't know, like a best part of a year probably. Can't wait until we run into Selena again so I can.
Well, I have also received orders to eliminate the acquisitions department by any means necessary, and they don't throw those words around lightly. I'm going to put in an order for a few things.
Emir hasn't sent me any orders, but he knows me, so.
He trusts you to do what's right. Double thumbs
No,
up.
he trusts me to destroy any place like this without really needing any instructions. Of the worm, burn.
Smells like the worm.
think there is a worm emoji.
Well, there is.
It has not. Have they arrived yet?
Pidge,
I
when's your hard
just
stop?
saw-
Your hard stop, by the way, is it 8 or 9?
9.
Okay.
I just saw a list of the new emojis that have been said are going to come to the iPhone and will therefore be on like everything soon. And such hits include a crying smile, the trans flag,
Nice.
one of those like traps that's a box on a stick with a slice of cheese underneath, a magic wand, some bugs, and a baby seal. Those are all my favorites.
I'm gonna get way too much mileage over that little mouse trap.
Same.
I've had too much coffee. It is official.
No such thing.
Eventually, Ivan returns. He's smoking in more ways than one.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Gotcha.
And he hands you a scorched envelope.
I'm glad you came back safe.
Like safe.
Oh,
Pity the Taylor. Wait. That deserves a Google Translate. Let's see if I can make this happen. Let me listen to it.
Жалко портного.
Жалко портного. Which translates into English as... Which translates into sorry for the tailor. Oops. Anyway.
I love Google Translate.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
yes, we can.
But yes, who opens the scorched envelope?
Well, I sent the letter. It's appropriate that I open it.
Do you have any gloves?
I look over to Yusuf. You got any, like, gloves?
Dress gloves? Winter gloves, yes. Oven mitts, no.
I've got leather gloves on. I believe in fingerprints, and I believe in not leaving them around.
Oh, you didn't
Are
have
them?
your-
And someone's penknife. Easter's going to carefully, with gloves on, dissect this envelope open.
I'll give you a knife.
You successfully dissect the envelope. Steam erupts from inside it. The steam turns into a message.
Did she buy our clever ruse? Oh, she is so gonna burn us. Where are these messages? Oh, general chat now. Curses.
You are cordially invited. Come to me, little kindling.
Oh, I don't like the way they phrased that.
If there's one thing you know about the world of the supernatural, nothing likes fire. For the record, Alexandra, no matter what form you're in, fire deals lethal damage.
Yep.
And cannot be downgraded. Or lethal is what it is when it's downgraded. Don't worry about it. The point is, nothing likes fire, and I have to keep that tradition.
Since I have a Buffy on my mind.
Buffy is amazing. It should always be on mind.
I love the Buffy musical.
Oh, it's so good. A complete classic. I need to ration it, though. I can only watch it so many times.
That makes sense. Spike's song, still a banger.
Yeah. Of course, he was a real musician, so no surprise there.
That's fair. And the actress that played Dawn had done several years of ballet, which is why she has a brief ballet scene.
Nice.
And Tony Head actually is a musician as well.
Is an extraordinary singer, as we see in this and in Repo.
And he did Behind Blue Eyes in one episode as Giles, and it absolutely stunned Willow and Tara, I think, were the ones that came across him in the coffee house.
Yeah, and Willow goes, "Oh, I always thought he was sexy," or something like that. She had a big crush on him in season 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you guys head to the Ragnarok?
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is, I'm gonna say 12:30.
Then that's a perfectly appropriate time to head to the Ragnarok.
Welcome to the Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that from Max Payne, maybe?
It is!
It is!
Oh, all right. It even says that up top. I see. I remember the...
Yeah, but you recognized it, which is cool.
Yeah.
The line is pretty long, and the bouncer looks pretty clever for a bouncer.
We are so roasting.
I'm about to say, this place is hot. You can feel the heat coming off of the building.
Please don't be Faye. Please don't be Faye. Please don't be Faye.
Pure body heat.
Yeah.
And maybe some pyrotechnics.
Probably more than is up to code.
Oh, almost certainly more than is up to code. This place looks like it should be condemned.
Alexandra definitely looks a bit uncomfortable in all this. It's the noise is a bit much.
It appears. Everybody, give me a wits and empathy roll to read the scene.
Sure.
You got it.
Wow.
Sorry. Wits and what?
Empathy.
Empathy. Oh, I've got that. Surprisingly.
Not a botch, but nothing.
Oh, I do have empathy.
Let's see. That's a total of 3. Where'd the pin thing go?
Holmes having empathy is a little stretch.
I mean, Victoria has 4 points in empathy. And she has none.
Hey! 1 success!
Woo! Goddamn. Okay, Holmes, here's what you know. Getting in is going to be difficult. Getting past the bouncer is going to be difficult. An alternative entrance is almost certainly possible. Eastern Alexandra, this bouncer is straight power tripping. It's the end of the night, getting on near the wee hours of the morning. He can turn away anyone he wants. And he's having a fun time watching these people who are all strung out on ecstasy and Mandy fucking squirm. Knowing that the sweet technicolor lights and heat of Ragnarok lies beyond him.
Oh, shit. At least it's more
I
my
would like to say that I do have a damn, where'd it go?
The Merit Barfly?
I don't.
Oh, way to go, scrub.
No, I just had a really perfect slinky dress as my
I can smash the heads of a few people in line, and that might impress him.
It depends on how many sexual favors you're willing to do for this fucking bouncer.
I say Easter's outfit for the evening.
Oh god. This guy is 6 feet tall and he has no neck. Is what this
6
man
feet
says...
tall, 3 feet wide.
Exactly. Is what this man says true? Yes, this man has no dick.
One of the best Ghostbuster lines ever.
It's so good. Bill Murray killing it.
Yep.
Bill Murray's delivery could sometimes be spot on.
Oh,
Number one spot.
here he's got a new movie coming out too.
Dear God.
Does he really?
Usually worth catching.
He's looked old as dirt for like 20 years now.
It's good luck for him. He pulls it off.
Still going strong.
I'm changing my outfit. I found a better one. It's the same cut, but it's in red.
Perfect.
Or a similar cut.
You're my favorite.
Okay, so what's your plan of getting in this nightclub?
Don't be an asshole.
Easter, that's not going to work.
Hmm.
You are you are naively assuming that if you don't do anything wrong to other people, no one will do anything wrong to you. You are very incorrect.
Alexandra just leaves everyone else quietly and starts examining the perimeter of the place and seeing, not trying to get any entrance, but trying to see what sort of defenses it has and how difficult it is to get in through service doors and loading docks and things like that. I do have
Where did I put my phone?
I do have larceny, so
Ooh, give me a sweet, sweet wits and larceny.
did 3.
3. Geez, this place is locked up tight. Most service doors have been blocked or barred. All of them are locked. There is a loading dock, and thankfully the 3 goons that are hanging out there smoking don't see you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to penetrate. I'm just trying to see what what sort of security they have, and things looked at that like they're locked, or if they look like there's an easy way to do this. I didn't think there would be. I looped back around to the front.
The goons
And,
are obviously armed, but they may be approachable. One more small detail: the heat haze coming off of that loading dock is visible.
Oh,
Are the
Damn.
goons human, as far as I could tell?
They're human as
I'm also, while I'm doing this, I once I start seeing that this place can't be penetrated in a mundane sort of way, I start letting my mind kind of drift into other places.
I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick.
Okie.
yeah. That sounds like a good idea. I'll be right back.
That's annoying.
I almost feel like I could do with some caffeine, but it's so late. Wish I had some green tea.
Green tea would be nice.
It would. We got a lot of experience last session, right?
We got 4.
Huh.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
Oh. I have a lot of experience points because for some reason my sheet didn't update. Oh, great.
Yeah, sometimes
No.
the sheet doesn't do that. You have to hit save as every time.
Oh, yeah. That's
Save
not good.
as overwrite. Where is the pigeon?
Pidge.
Sorry about that. I was muted.
Ah. So, Alexandra, you've been given your information.
All right, so I loop back to the front. Are they still in line, or what have they been doing?
Well,
Yusuf is. Pidge has informed me that Easter insisted upon dressing him for the occasion.
oh God. Have you considered the sweet embrace of death?
I have. But
You look fine.
I look like a college student.
Easter points to the crowd. You blend in.
Point taken. He's going to hold out his arm for you to take.
It seems fine, but why are the pants so short?
That's the style, I think.
Showing
Very
off a
strange.
little ankle.
Yes, the male equivalent of showing off some ankle.
I've taken a look around. There's no easy entrance. There are people in the back watching the loading dock, and they're they look like they've spent some time with folk like your friend. Looking over at Easter, I just said that.
Should we
And
step out of line and approach them directly then? We might be
Awesome.
expected.
we did have an invitation.
Is
I don't see a way of getting in quietly through anything I've observed.
I'm back.
The rooftops, by the way, here. How far is this roof from the nearest roof nearby?
This is like an independent freestanding structure.
Okay. So there's no like jump from roof to roof deal.
No, that's not in the cards. Although if you're in one section of the building, if you get to the roof of one section of the building, you could get to the roof of a different part of the building.
We can give it a try. This, aside from that, this place is locked down. Also, the loading dock seemed very hot.
Did
Somehow
the-
I think the storage isn't going to work either.
Did the letter that was sent back Was it just the envelope and the steam?
Yes. The steam formed the message and then dispersed.
Can I keep the envelope?
You may.
That'll be my little...
Since the steam escaped, it's gotten much cooler.
That's good.
Let's give it a shot. Let's talk to these goons.
Let's do it. I think we should say that she's been has invited us to discuss a business proposal. Probably something simple like a new small batch liquor distributor or something like that.
Well, bear in mind, these people are seemingly aware of the supernatural.
So are we trying to approach the bouncer or the dudes behind
Dude's
the...
behind.
Oh, okay, dude's behind? Then fuck it. We'll just produce the envelope and be like, hey, she invited us.
You head to the loading dock. The four of you approach, and you brandish the envelope, and they look at each other, and they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Four of you, huh?
Easter nods?
Well, go on ahead. No sun moves. We'll tell you which way to go.
Appreciate it.
These guys are all obviously equipped with machine pistols.
Good to know.
As they head in, they take off their coats and their jackets, and they're just like, you might want to dress down, buddy. And they're all just wearing, like, wife beaters and fucking, very light fabric pants and sneakers.
Yeah, I'll shrug off the leather coat.
There's a little coat rack by the door.
Yeah, it can stay there. I'm not armed going into this place.
They lead you through a series of winding serpentine halls, up to a set of stairs that lead to a series of balconies where there are obviously vampiric patrons watching the writhing sea of flesh below. Breathing in that atmosphere. And eventually they bring you to another set of stairs that leads you to an antechamber, which is flanked by burning torches.
Ooh, okay.
That leads to a great dais with a woman sitting on a small throne.
Ooh.
She's fucking huge! She's not wearing the armor, obviously, but she is wearing the robes. And the mace is present. She is flanked by a couple of large dogs slavering blood. I don't know why I sent two.
Because there's two dogs.
Two of them.
Still.
Are the dogs flaming?
No. But they do have a red tinge. Everything here is tinged red. I should mention, the environment becomes more and more decayed and antiquated the deeper into Ragnarok's burning bowels you go. By the time you reach the Lady of the House's chambers, it almost looks more like a medieval throne room than anything.
So, this woman is of giant stature, huh?
Yes. She's maybe 7.5 feet tall.
Fire giant?
Mm.
No.
Yeah, Alex doesn't have the Norse mythology for it, but this is Muspelheim.
Does anybody want to give me an intelligence and occult roll?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Actually, that's not a bad roll. Come to think of it. Not good at all. One.
Nice.
Also 2.
Nice. She's definitely cribbing the style of a fire giant. That's obvious. Although it's clear to see that her mystique arrived before the concept did. Like, she had always been like this and was probably a little ashamed of it at one point, and then found what she could be.
Dun, 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 dun.
So you're looking for me?
Dun, dun.
You tell me that somebody is trying to kill me?
Someone trying to either kill you or to capture you for, and she just kind of makes a very broad gesture to the club. All you can do.
Right. I see. Holmes, you know what they know.
Okay.
So, who is trying to do it? They hire you, you say no, you come tell me.
Exactly.
That puts you in my good graces so far. Don't go breaking my heart and give me more bad news.
They're a group that we're calling, or are referred to as, the Acquisitions Department.
Oh.
So you think they want to acquire me?
I think they do. They're always searching for new, valuable, interesting additions. And you're very interesting.
And so they would think that I am interesting. Yes.
Very.
This makes sense. She walks over to one of her flaming braziers and she doesn't flinch. And she sticks her hand in the flame. They want this? Okay.
I think they do.
Hmm.
Everything would side note, is supernatural the correct term for just like all the weird shit in World of Darkness?
Yes, it's a blank check, but as like depending on how you use it, it could be construed as offensive. Just like, oh, all you supernatural things. What do you mean, you people?
Understandable. If there's one weakness that seems consistent among all living things, magical and otherwise, it's a weakness to fire. And yet, here you are.
Only
I think they want some of that.
Fire is only dangerous if you're afraid of it, she says, withdrawing her hand from the flame. Mind over matter. But you do make a good point. If they could learn how it is I do what I do, they could cover up a lot of disadvantages for them.
Exactly.
It's interesting. But the specific request of us was to burn this place down. Which is a bit different than one would imagine.
We think that this person meant it as a sort of efficient test. Either you're lying about your abilities and you perish in the flames, or you're not and you are something that they would desire to capture.
and vulnerable with your lair and maybe possibly your servants out of the way.
She looks to her goons and just says, "Go, leave us." And her goons leave.
One other thing that might be useful to know is that the only reason why we're working with this person is to try to get close to her and deal with what she represents. But she seems to be a step ahead of us and is adept at manipulating us and manipulating everyone around her. So there's a good chance that she has a plan for what we're doing. How certain are you of your people?
Oh. Their loyalty is beyond question. Bonds of blood.
What their blood bond?
Unless there is a way to corrupt vinculum, they are loyal. A lot of blood comes to me, and so a lot of blood flows. But I think I have an idea. They're not wrong. This Ragnarok of mine. Perhaps I put too many eggs in one basket. If you can find me... Let it not be said I am not sympathetic to the needs of the community. This acquisitions department, this acquisitions core, has been causing a big thorn in everyone's side. So I'm willing to take a hit in order to take them down. If you would be willing to find me a new place to turn into, if you would be willing to find me a new fortress, fully stocked up, kitted out, ready to go, I would be willing to move and let you burn my delicious Ragnarok to the ground. The word of your contract will be fulfilled. You'll gain whatever advantage you can. And I do not lose anything in the process.
I'm not from this city.
Well, I'm sure we'll be able to find something.
That's something. He starts kind of turning the gears.
Those are my terms. If I do not ever see you again, I will assume that you have abandoned your quest.
We won't. Most likely we'll be dead.
That's abandonment in a certain way. Death didn't stop me. Don't let it stop you either. And if you get the bright idea of perhaps taking the easy way out, know that my men are watching.
One last thought. It seems that these people, the one we're in communication with, certainly, but I think in general, have been trying to set people against each other. And they seem to be doing a good job of it. They've managed to pin the vampire kidnappings on the Sabbat. They've managed to pin Fae kidnappings on. I look over at Easter. What was that group called?
The Loyalists.
On the Loyalists, and it seems that is what they want to continue doing. And this move might have also served that purpose too. Most likely, they would have blamed on either the Camarilla or the Sabbat.
Certainly the Camarilla, if they're really trying to get... What's the word I'm looking for? In over their head. But, yes. It's not so much about creating new rivalries as it is blaming their activity on old ones. It is not that they are
Yes.
trying to upset us, it's that they are simply trying to obfuscate their activities.
Yes.
So, noted. That might be your in with the Sabbat.
Did she say that?
Yes. They hate it when people take credit for their work. They're not so bad once you get to know them.
They seem to kill indiscriminately.
You did not let me finish. They are not so bad. They're worse.
Oh,
But no one will destroy Surtur's Keep. No one will destroy my sweet little Ragnarok without a fight. Now, at least. My eyes are open, my flames are stoked, and my torches will be lit.
all right.
Thank you for your time.
Let's find Valhalla.
Godspeed, little kindlings. The dogs begin to chuckle.
Oh,
Chuckle.
Yes.
That's creepy. Now, if there are hyenas, that'd be perfectly normal.
Nah. They're dogs with 2 intelligence. And you are all escorted out of the Ragnarok.
Yusuf, I wasn't there that first day. What was the place where everyone was held originally? Does it still exist? Is it still a physical structure?
It's still... parts of it are still standing. It's mostly a crater that leads down to the lower levels of a very destroyed lab.
And it's filled with hostile, destabilizing radiation.
I don't think it would be a good idea for us to return there.
Oh, no. I was simply wondering if it would be a possible venue.
Oh, no. It would cost a fortune to fill in that hole.
It's a nightclub that looks like a wrecked laboratory would actually be quite popular, I think. I've seen much stranger things.
Better luck selling the burned-out hotel with a demon in it.
The radiation was probably a bit of a deal breaker, though she might enjoy it.
It's not so much traditional radiation as magical radiation.
Yeah.
You remember that kind of ichor that came out of Ivan's wounds? It was like that, but vibrantly green and growing plant life of its own accord.
Where? Well. So, any ideas?
Don't look at me, I don't live here.
I was kind of looking over at Easter, as I said. Something that's unique would most likely appeal to her.
Easter,
If
roll
you-
wits in streetwise.
you got it. A solid 1.
Dear God. I mean, there are a lot of places. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, you know,
Oh, it's a big city.
it's a very big city. There's got to be some supernatural land brokers who've got properties that they'd be willing to donate to the cause, or quite possibly sell to the cause.
I don't know the city, but I know how to speak to the people who dwell in its belly. If you think it's worth it, I can try to reach out and see if there is any place that they know of, and they know everything.
I think it would certainly be worth it.
I agree.
I imagine Alex has a new needs to have picked up a new burner phone. She probably gets like a half dozen at a time.
It's at this point, it's wise to buy in bulk and just save them for later.
Yeah, but she got rid of the last one. All right, I'm going to start hitting the streets, and I'll spend a point of willpower while I'm doing it.
What are you trying to do?
I am trying to find a place that the people on the streets might know about. Not necessarily a place that they can go to, but a place that they know of that's interesting, possibly abandoned, something that could be, a good match for what she's looking for. Is that too vague for this?
No, I can work with that.
Okay. Wait, how did I get a 12? Oops. Danger when you're grabbing a bunch of 10s. Something might creep in. And
Oh, baby Jesus.
Nice.
Very nice.
You
Just rock it.
You hear a
well, it's 9 dice, so
you hear a lot of talk and chatter about the esteemed Karma Club. It's popular, but it's excessive and it's on its last legs. It is also owned by one Alan Smithy. It should be easy to do the transfer. Wait a minute.
no. That doesn't seem at all suspicious. And once I have gathered this information, I will return to the others and tell them what I found.
Atta girl, Alex. Good find.
Looks like a fun place. You don't think with that that name it's already under the control of a vampire?
I don't know. But everyone says it's in the process of going under.
And the proprietress of Ragnarok did request someplace ready to go.
This seems about as ready to go as we're going to get.
I agree.
I wonder if she actually had this particular place in mind. And this was a test. I'm getting a little tired of being tested.
As am I.
Too many hoops. I wish the animal trainers would realize that from time to time, the tiger rips the person's arm off.
You make the mistake of presuming that the tiger trainer is a human.
You make the mistake of presuming that you are a tiger.
Well,
Or that the trainers are even in the room. Anyway, let's throw together this little realty listing and deliver it on a silver platter.
well, that's not really my area of expertise unless we need to break somebody's arms.
Oh, I was just going to organize a little pamphlet to send to our flaming mistress.
I think it's going to require a little bit more work to make this place available to her.
Oh, it's not already on the market?
It's still operating, but apparently it is about to go under.
It's
Ah.
struggling. It's trying so dearly to keep its head above water.
One possibility would be that we stage something that would cause the head to go underwater, reducing the overall price and putting it within our reach. It's not a very nice notion, but it would serve the purpose. I mean, perhaps I misunderstood what she was saying, but I thought that we sort of had to give it to her on a platter.
Oh, that
Well,
is
there's-
definitely what she wants.
Any number of ways that we can clear this place out for her, or cause them to actually close. Might require a little bit of deception on our part, but Easter always works in the movies. The sudden health inspection, yes?
Oh, that's a brutal
Or expired liquor licenses.
one.
I've been told that mold is considered to be a bad problem, but
Oh, that's a great one.
it might make things difficult to buy it without having. Well, I suppose it's easier to get someone to claim that they've cleaned out the mold than to actually clean out the mold.
We'll have a better idea how this place is struggling if we check it out ourselves.
I think that's a good idea.
Do you guys go to the Karma Club?
We go to the Karma Club.
Is finance still a skill? I don't think so.
Um,
anymore.
No, not in Newad.
Mm-mm.
Oh well.
Streetwise, maybe.
No. As you guys approach, everybody
Larceny?
give me an intelligence and academics.
Oh crap!
Gladly.
Son of a. I do
I'll
have
give you a luck die. I got nothing.
That's okay, I got you.
Thank you, Boo.
Mm.
Oh, did none of you get 2 degrees? Oh, alright.
all of those dice and only one. Yeah.
Alex has her GD.
Hey, I gotta get my
That
grade
counts.
10.
Amir insisted.
So you guys are checking out the Karma Club, if only from the outside. Holmes, it's clear this place is struggling. You're not exactly certain why. It's not rapidly apparent. Yusuf, it makes perfect sense to you. Too much space, not enough people. Too much flash, not enough substance. Too much glitz, not enough glamour. Like there isn't even a line outside.
They're terrible at advertising.
With a $10 cover charge, the bouncer will just let you guys in.
Done.
Does anybody? Is there anybody who would not want to go inside for some reason?
I'm going.
Sounds good.
I fear no karma.
As you guys enter the Karma Club, like, this place is bopping. It's good. It's not like it's a bad club, but it hasn't reached that critical mass like Ragnarok has. There isn't a sea of writhing bodies beneath. There is definitely a commendable number of people dancing these floors, and people are absolutely having a good time. But
with only a $10 cover charge, and not everyone drinking heavily, yeah,
you're barely making your margins every night. And like, as I said, Yusuf, the major thing is that this building is too big. There's a pool over there that no one is in. It's just there to get lit up to look cool. Like, you can't have booze and swimming in the same place. Like, you just can't. But the place came with a pool, so they gotta use it, and they gotta pay for it.
I wonder what this place was before. A health club?
Probably a hotel.
That makes sense.
Or a casino.
And yeah, that's the big killer right there. Too much space, not enough fun.
They're trying, I'll give them that.
Definitely. It does not appear to be an overtly poorly run business. It's just wrong place, wrong time, maybe. It's not that they're running it poorly, it's that what they decided to do doomed them from the start.
And they're not making enough of a profit to really change anything.
Exactly. They're stuck. As I said, treading water. And if you're treading water, that just means you're delaying the inevitable. And I mean, hey, ride it out while you can.
What is that strange nipping sensation in my toes? Hey, speaking of which, are there other sharks circling in the room?
There are. This place has also got its set of goons. The goons seem to be much more domestic, though. Like, this place has just got mundane security. But
All right, so
the cocktails.
just to clarify,
Yes.
what are we doing?
Okay.
We
So,
blowing this place up?
no.
No.
The
No.
party.
We absolutely want this place to become available to us.
Right. So, Victoria wants you to burn down the Ragnarok. Surtur is willing to let that happen if you're willing to give her a new fortress, thus thwarting Victoria's plans. So, if you guys can,
So we're after the karma.
if you guys can acquire the Karma Club for Surtur, she'll be willing to move in, and then you can burn down the Ragnarok, and Victoria will be like, well, I guess you technically did what I wanted.
Fair enough. That's what I thought we were doing, but at the same time, some wire got crossed, and I'm like, is this place burning? What?
No.
Which nightclub are we burning down?
Neither.
Holmes walks into the Karma with 3 jugs of gasoline.
Yeah, just wondering why I'm carrying kerosene around.
I get it. The name's supposed to be ironic. All right. With 2 points of spirit, can I sort of like walk around the room and just create an like a very low level atmosphere of uncomfortableness.
The clue you got is the clue you're getting.
Okay. Well, it wasn't intended for a clue. I was trying to. I wasn't sure if I could actually do anything with it.
I mean, you're always welcome to try.
Hmm.
You create an antipathy field around the club. Everybody gains the attitude of God damn it, I have to use that fucking printer with the fucking broken toner shit at work feeling towards everything else. It's not too long before everyone clears out. Easter, Holmes, Yusef, give me a resolve and composure roll.
Uh-oh.
What, like it's hard?
Well...
Holy shit. 3 successes on 3 dice.
Damn, nice.
Oh my god!
What'd you get, Holmes?
Huh?
Resolve.
Alex is looking really kind of shocked.
That page keeps disappearing on me.
Cursed cretin.
Alright. Wins resolve. Oh, that's pretty good. Hey, 3 successes.
There we go. You all successfully repulse the antipathy field.
Oh, that worked better than I expected. I'll have to remember that trick.
That being said, the music stops pretty abruptly, and there is a call over to the intercom that just says, "Take it outside." And all of the various security people go to the doors, and all of the bar people go inside, and like a security dude goes over to the DJ, is like, no, you come with me. And everybody is looking out, and then someone comes onto the dance floor, and he's kind of hard to see. Is this some kind of fucking joke? You having a giggle?
Does he smell supernatural?
He looks like a fucking drow.
Oh.
Like, when I say he's
obsidian.
difficult to observe, that is literally what he looks like.
Oh.
Like, it looks like his skin has been painted.
It looks like he's a photo negative.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm using an image from the Spider-Man villain, Mr. Negative.
I was like, wait a second, I know that dude.
Yeah!
And he's saying, don't be so negative.
I'm pretty sure
Karma Club.
That. Right. I'm pretty sure he says that in fucking every issue he's in. I'll be honest, I don't know what his power is.
Bitch, what's his power?
Sending
I don't know. I just saw like a little clip where he was in the Spider-Man game. Can he like teleport or like go intangible or something like that?
I have
It's
no
got
idea.
dark force and light force abilities. He has superhuman strength and reflexes, a healing touch, mind control, has advanced technology in secret laboratories, an ability to switch between his reversed and regular appearance, and can charge melee weapons with dark or light energy.
What hero is he associated with?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That being said,
Yep, he was also been an enemy of the Punisher and Cloak and Dagger, per Wikipedia.
He was originally
Okay.
a Chinese gangster and human trafficker who was captured by crime boss Silvermane and experimented on with a synthetic drug created by Simon Marshall.
huh.
He seems a little bit powerful for Punisher and Daredevil, but okay.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like when they say he charges things with power, like it's not that strong. Like super strength is just, stronger than normal.
Yeah, I'm sort of a purist. I always feel like Kingpin is still the with no ostensive superpowers except being freaking big as hell. Yeah.
Like being just a physically enormous dude, but really Kingpin's power is
His
the
mind.
gravitas.
Yeah.
Like he's not like a super big mastermind. He's a mastermind, but he's only like 7 out of 10 on the mastermind scale. Where 10 is I knew you'd do that, etc., etc. Like he's definitely always got a plan or a plot, but also like he does have a gravity about him.
I think it's that Kingpin doesn't get too big for his britches. Like he's got his zone. He doesn't want to take over the fucking universe. He's like, no, I'm just like New York's my shit. This is what I want, and that's why he's such an effective villain because he doesn't overreach.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I like the fact that he's a mastermind who, at the end of the day, is someone who likes doing things with his own hands and just sort of, might have this very elaborate plan, but then sometimes he just might want to like go and beat the crap out of somebody, even if it doesn't really aid his plan.
even if it is to the detriment of his plan.
Yeah.
That he's a very human mastermind in that way.
But he definitely has an element of hubris in all of that. I mean, most villains do, but
True, very true.
But like when
He's
you're dealing
also
with...
like I wouldn't call him sympathetic, but like there's something instinctive.
He loves his wife.
He
That's
loves
around
his
it.
wife.
Yeah, that's around it.
Well, just like
That's his redeeming human trait. Pretty much everything else is Mako Shark.
well, he's also often like, what's the word I'm thinking of? He is reasonable. You can reason with him. Like I remember, like one of my favorite things with Kingpin is when he goes to the woman who bought the painting, and she explains what it means to her, and he's like, "Then you should keep it."
So you're referencing MCU as opposed to the comic book character. Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
In the comic book, one of the things one of my favorite moments is when Frank Miller introduced the Kingpin to Daredevil. Kingpin had been around forever in Spider-Man and all that, but Daredevil hadn't encountered him before, and Daredevil heard the sound of his heart like a drum long before he ever came into contact with the Kingpin. There was just this boom, boom. and that was, that's the way in which I like to think of Kingpin. It's just sort of like, and I think they did that well in season 2 actually of the show. It wasn't my favorite season, but when Matt went to visit Fisk in jail, it was beautiful. Just that whole sequence was, that was very pure Kingpin for the first time, I think, in the show.
Absolutely. Fucking Kingpin. He has the legendary fabled long sought 6 dots in presence.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his intimidation score is a little on the high side.
It's pretty. Oh, you ever min-max intimidation? But anyway,
It's not as high as Thanos, but freaking Thanos can snap.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like if I had to pick one to go up against, I'd pick Thanos.
I wouldn't.
Like Thanos would crush me like a bug, but it would be over fast.
The other possibility is Thanos. You may be so beneath Thanos' contempt that you might live.
Right? Like I might be able to survive that encounter.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like I fully believe that, with crazy stupid exceptions aside, if he has prep time, Frank Castle can survive an encounter with anyone in the MCU. If he has prep time.
That's like the Batman argument. The Batman can beat anyone with prep time.
And I mean, it's a good argument.
It is.
I don't beat anyone. I think he can survive anyone.
Ooh.
That's probably
a little different. Yeah, you're right. That is true. But he is pretty good at surviving.
But Thanos is also very high on the hubris scale. Very high on the hubris scale.
Well, and the entire
if there's a scale, he's at the top of it.
The thing is with him is specifically when Jim Starlin created him, he was thinking of Eros and Thanatos, the forces of the id that were from Freudian psychology. Specifically, this is what he had in mind. And Thanatos is not necessarily the force of destruction; it's the force of self-destruction.
Right.
So the way that Thanos always loses is because he engineers his failure every single time. Because at the end of the day, he kind of wants to lose. So,
help himself.
But that being said, the very first time Spider-Man met Thanos, he basically pissed his pants and ran away.
Honestly, it's like same.
It was after Thanos squished the thing barely without moving. It was more like the thing's rushing Thanos. Thanos swats him like an insect. And Spider-Man goes, "Oh,
those could be my bones."
Bye. It runs.
And Spider-Man is like, "I'm not made out of rocks. I'm out."
Yep. I'm running.
But so you guys are dealing with this guy. And he just said, "Is this some kind of fucking joke?"
Well,
I don't think any of us are laughing.
I look at the others and say, my apologies. I didn't expect that to work. Yeah, it was a bit premature.
Well, it did. Hey, wait a minute. And he takes out his phone real quick and he looks at it and he's like, "Oh, fuck. Bowery King sends his regards, you fucking turds. What do you people want?"
All right, so this is you work with him. Oh.
Yeah, I own one of the few pieces of nearly profitable property that we have. Thank you very much.
Nearly profitable doesn't exactly seem to be working out for you.
You've got to understand, for the most part, we don't own anything. The fact that we own this at all is considered an accomplishment. At the very least, it's a place where we can harvest glamour without dream hopping. Do you know how dangerous that is? Probably.
I can imagine.
Yeah, well, not all of us are blessed with so many non-Fey friends as our dear leader.
Is that a bit of contempt I hear in your voice?
Yeah, just a little. Thank you very much. Yusuf, make a wits and empathy roll with a +2 bonus.
I'd love to. I got 2 successes.
It's not contempt, it's jealousy. The Bowery King has friends. This guy, apparently not so much. Or the friends he has are not nearly as useful.
was kind of hoping to meet with the owner of this place, you, and without clearing out the entire club first, but considering we've already done that. Have you ever thought about getting rid of this place and trying to find a better venue?
Absolutely not. I turned the karma from nothing into this. Everybody give me a wits and subterfuge.
I'd love to. One hit.
Wits and subterfuge?
Yes.
One for me too.
One as well.
That's not true. It's not necessarily a lie, but it's definitely not true. But he continues. I'm not just gonna sell it. As I said, it's one of the few pieces of Fae-owned property, and I'm not going back to that fucking graveyard. Holmes, you recognize that it's a big fib. It wasn't nothing when he bought it. It was probably... It's probably gone from something very close to what it is now to what it is now. It's a pretty big
lateral movement.
Exactly.
But it probably cost a penny.
It's circling slowly, but it's circling and going down.
You obviously don't understand the Fae... The Fae relationship with good fortune. If I can kick up the feng shui a little bit, this place will be bopping in no time.
So why haven't you done it already?
Because it's fucking hard? Do you have any goblin fruits?
Seems like you should be working at a smaller venue for this.
Maybe we could set them up as a partnership.
I was wondering about that too, but I'm not sure if she would agree.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Who the fuck are you marrying me off to? Do I get to know before you... I like my friends to buy me dinner before they fuck me. What are you talking about?
Here, I'll pour you a glass of your own booze and we can talk.
Fine. Give me the absinthe. This real, he grabs a bottle of absinthe off of the wall. Real wormwood in this. Have fun, kids.
Ooh.
Has the Bowery King told you about what we've been working on?
Yeah, he told me that you fucked up big time and sold 4 fledglings up the river. Way to go.
It's more than that. We were doing it to try and find where all of your missing people are. The Bowery King was wrong. The Loyalists were not trying to make a ritual to go through the hedge. It was trickery.
Make a delicious presence and persuasion roll.
I'd love to.
I am gonna go piss again, because I am not a human. I am just a fedora-wearing piss machine.
You're just not cut out for management, Ronald.
Reminder to self, up present.
Yeah, I've actually been spending my experience points to get rid of my ones because they're really annoying. So, sorry that worked out that way. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Actually, this is perfect.
Oh.
Yusuf will tell you that later.
Well, she was going for something more subtle, but she really doesn't know how her powers work, so that's probably not a good idea.
Wop, wop. Huh. That would make a good point. And then we're trying to stomp out loyalists when there's something way bigger and more dangerous we gotta worry about. Okay,
There's-
alright. Needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I can see that.
There's no clean way to do this, and the Bowery King didn't want to risk admitting that giving away those tokens was the only way to get that information. It's much easier to blame the humans who know nothing.
Yeah, no, of course. I get that entirely. He's always trying to play the nice guy. He's not willing to make the hard calls, you know? Okay.
Exactly.
Alright. So you guys are playing hardball. He doesn't like that. Talks a lot of shit. Makes you look real bad. Yeah, we've all been there before. Where do I come into this?
How do you feel about vampires?
Depends. No, I'm not a racist, but I'm just saying if a Nosferatu or a Malkavian was going to move in next door, I'd probably stake him and leave him for the sunrise.
You said you wanted to spice this place up with a bit more decoration?
I was talking about invoking some contracts of the hearth, but if you have something else in mind, I guess I'm willing to listen.
Have you heard of the Ragnarok Club?
I have.
Big competition?
They are.
Not for much longer.
What makes you say that?
Because we plan on raising that place to the ground.
Okay. I'm listening.
Which would leave you with a monopoly on brightly colored, flaming hot dance floor aesthetic clubs in the area.
Okay, so...
But you may have to share.
Oh, fuck.
I know,
There was always going to be a catch.
of course. But at least I'm upfront about it.
Okay, so the big lady moves in. We burn her club to the ground. She and I splits the profits 50-50. Is that what you're proposing?
Right. I don't think that 50-50 would satisfy her.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
But the point is,
You'd have a smaller slice of a larger pie.
But this presupposes she won't just bash me in with that brass mace of hers or feed me to her dogs. I'm willing to say yes if you can get me some sort of countermeasure against her.
Well, I think that the best countermeasure from what I've seen of her would be that you provide a service that she doesn't have on her own, that makes her richer and more powerful. That makes you a useful partner, and at the end of the day, I suspect that's something that she might appreciate.
Alexandra, make a presence and persuasion at a -2.
That's a luck die.
You are very wrong.
No, that's no successes.
You have said something that is factually incorrect. And he's just like, no, are you crazy? Serta doesn't work that way. If she wants something, she takes it. She's got that big fire giant energy. She ain't into asking for things. As soon as she moves in, gets real comfy, you can be certain my ass is grass or I'm out on the street. I need a deterrent.
Yusuf looks thoughtfully into a shot glass of absinthe.
Then the normal would be fire.
Yeah, but bitch loves fire. Got that bitch a hearth. Bitches love hearths.
Lots of fire extinguishers?
Very funny. I don't know. If you can hook me up with a big-ass bodyguard and she's in for it, I'm down. I'm talking some big, double-fisted Yojimbo-looking motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. shit, a panic room that explodes. I don't give a fuck. Just something that keeps me alive if she starts looking at me in a way I don't like.
I think we could make this happen.
I think so as well.
Cool. And would you guys mind fucking off? Whatever.
Gladly.
The night's almost done anyway. He takes the bottle of absinthe with him to his office. And then everyone comes back in.
Occasionally, I come across people who are going through a list of inane tasks and activities, trying to find strange objects. Scavenger hunts, they seem popular. Is that what this is?
It does feel like that.
Hey, you guys could skip to the end and just burn the Ragnarok Club down, but no, you guys want to do the right thing.
Every step forward opens 5 more doors.
Like, if you want to accomplish this without fucking anyone over, it will take time and resources. But the reward will be commensurate.
I think that this is worth it.
It's better than the alternative. But still. It might... Well, Easter at least has to live here. And having the bridge with the changeling permanently disabled seems like would be bad.
So we're building a new bridge.
Exactly. It's more time than I want to spend.
I don't suppose you know another raider that's nearby looking for work.
No, I don't know any local raiders except for Ivan. I can check with Amir and see if he knows anyone. That gangrel leader we met at the party, he seemed a reasonable sort. And maybe I'm not sure if another vampire would be something that would work, but having someone with Camarilla ties might keep.
It might be a deterrent.
Yeah.
She's an anarch. She's smart. She's not going to want to piss off the Camarilla.
That's an excellent idea, because if that Camarilla agent sees anything, then this person's going to have the entirety of the prince's strength backing up.
It does leave. Oh man, I haven't given this guy a name.
Yeah, the cool tough Camarilla gangrel dude Alex talked to at the party.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about, but I just realized I had to
The
give
club
the
owner.
changeling a name. Yeah. Oh jeez.
That guy was the only person that Alex has met who would seem like he would be. There's one other thing we could do that is a little less attractive, and it might be dangerous for them. But the jackals seem like they're no longer calling themselves jackals, hopefully. But it seems like they need another opportunity.
Yeah, but
I don't see how this would.
do you think they could really take on Surtur, her boys, and her hellhounds?
No.
No way.
It's a bad idea.
Also, right. At some point, this guy introduced himself as Cheya.
Cool.
And I could call the mayor. That's the other option. See if he has any suggestions.
I really like the idea of bringing in the gangrel from the party, or one of his members.
Bringing in a cami will reduce Chea's power, but it will satisfy him.
I think it's a good solution for now.
Which is all you need
And I
for
think-
it to be a solution to be.
And I think it will ease the sting a bit if it's a fellow kindred.
Well, it seems like I remember as a little girl hearing the story of the little Dutch boy who kept a dike from leaking by patching the crack with his finger until help came. It seems like we're doing a lot of that.
I was thinking more of if you give a mouse a cookie.
If you give a mouse a cookie, you create communism.
Mice are very small. For the most part, cookies are much larger. Alex is visualizing a tiny little mouse crushed beneath an oatmeal raisin.
So, are you
Perfect
guys
image.
headed off to the night court?
Yeah.
You guys head off to the night court. Do 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 do.
How much of this stuff do you anticipate, and how much of it ends up being stream of consciousness? Just out of curiosity.
I make it all up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I was like, well, I make it off based off of existing information. Just like, well, I can't just, like, Surtur isn't just going to surrender the club. But if they got her something else, she'd be satisfied. Okay. What's another place? Well, I'm thinking it's got to be owned by the Fae, because we got to get the Fae involved. The changelings are upsetty spaghetti, and that's going to make things more difficult for them. Yeah, really stick it to them. Make them remember how they fucked those fledglings over. So the so a changeling owns this new club. It's not going so great, but he's a decent fellow. And then things just sort of spill out of my mouth, and I'm like, oh, he's not such a decent fellow. He is a bad man now.
He's kind of just been fucked over and is tired of it.
Yeah, like, his business isn't going well, and he should abandon it, but he's got his integrity.
He's got his pride.
I would say it sounds more like pride than integrity.
But
Yeah.
also, like, changelings don't have a lot of opportunities to get property in the way that vampires do.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if you're a vampire, you look like a people. And Saya does not look like a people.
Of course, the other thing, the nice thing with vampires, they get to buy low and sell high.
Exactly.
When you have decades to do these things.
Wealth is almost an inevitability.
Unless you're really stupid.
Right. Or you're like a gangrel or a bruja. Then again, I'm repeating you, Dave. I'm sorry. So you go.
Bruja are not necessarily stupid.
No, that's true. They just sort of be offended at the concept of being greedy.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the Bruja beat poets and, like, anarchists who are just, like, philosophical, sort of like your typical Jax from Son of Anarchy's types. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But gangrels.
I miss when Sons of Anarchy was like on, but also good.
Yeah, it really wasn't. Like, I couldn't. I just lost interest. Like the last two seasons.
Like the end of season 3 would have been the perfect series finale. When they like all ride off into the sunset after killing a fucking cop, and they're all like laughing and happy. Like that would have been perfect. But no, you got to end it fucking depressing as shit. Everyone's dead. Like, no, man. Come on.
Yeah, I didn't actually make it all the way through, but I understand that, like, Jax and Opie end up at odds, and, that's just wrong. I mean...
How it ends?
Yeah.
Jax fucking kills himself.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like, he ditches his bike in front of an 18-wheeler. Goes out just like his dad.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked the voiceovers throughout the series of like him reading his father's journals and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I visualize Bruja. Is
Yeah,
all,
same.
yeah,
The romantic outlaw.
right. It's actually a pretty good show for the first few seasons. If you guys ever, just.
It was, yeah.
And he really was a breakout star for that. I mean, I gotta say, he impressed me. He impressed the hell out of me.
Yeah, like his role since I haven't honestly been impressed with, but
Yeah.
but some of his shit as Jax was off the chain good.
Yeah.
Like,
And he was playing
when he gets to hold his son for the first time, that's like that stuck with me.
And he was able to keep up with Ron Perlman. I mean,
Right?
it's
Like that's not an easy
yeah, Ron Perlman's a pretty impressive dude.
Oh yeah,
So.
amazing actor.
If you haven't seen the show, Ron Perlman's like, is both a protagonist and villain. So
Yep.
at the same time, constantly.
just an enormously likable antagonist.
Sweet. He does a good job in generally anything. I can't think of a single time I've seen him perform and not liked it.
Honestly, same.
That's interesting because like I have this ongoing theory about like even if you're in something awful, you can be the best part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And like
There are some actors who can't do that. I mean, there are some actors who, if they're in something awful, I mean, look at Phantom Menace. Nobody got out of that. Nobody got out of any of the Star Wars prequels cleanly.
no one got out of that shit alive.
Actually, I will argue.
Oh, I forgot you guys like it. Chris warned me about that. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Oh god.
Sorry,
I would argue.
I was the exact target audience for the Phantom Menace. I unironically loved that film because I watched it when I was like 9.
Look me in the eyes and tell me that Ewan McGregor didn't do a great job.
Look me in the eyes and tell me Ewan McGregor wasn't hot as fuck too. Like that helped.
To be fair,
But that man genuinely made a great Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I liked Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, but Liam Neeson didn't get it. It was terrible.
He couldn't get out of that alive.
Yeah, I mean, and Natalie Portman, I think, is a good actress, and she was terrible. So, I mean, the only thing you could argue is in a sea of absolute crap, Ewan McGregor was watchable.
Yes. You said, I got you to admit it. I will take the victory.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like the crap didn't touch him, but he managed to keep some dignity, and he had to say the line, "I have the high ground, Anakin, surrender." What the fuck?
It's an excellent meme. It's such a good meme.
It is a great meme.
Like,
but
it's a great meme.
Nonsensical line.
I also but I remember when
I could leap 50 feet in the air.
I was a kid when I saw it. So I just remember that moment and be like, that was raw as fuck. Like, that was so cool.
Oh, God.
The problem is that you guys didn't watch these films when you were 12.
I did watch it when I was 12, and I thought The Phantom Menace was awesome, and then I saw Attack of the Clones, and I was like, well, there's a lot of lightsaber fighting in it, and what the fuck are the Geonosians? What the fuck is happening? They didn't invent the Death Star. What the fuck? And then Revenge of the Sith happened, and I'm like, what the fuck is even happening anymore?
Life is too short for me to pretend that I don't enjoy those films.
Anakin is making a principled moral argument for why you shouldn't just kill what's his name, Sidious, but Palpatine. Why they shouldn't just kill Palpatine, without any trial or anything, and he stops Mace Windu from doing something that seemed pretty illegitimate and illegal, and then suddenly he's evil and killing children.
Right.
I could not freaking understand how he went from making a principle and moral argument about doing the right thing, and then he's evil and murdered children. I just didn't get it. It was like that was not character development that was at all.
They tried to fix it in Clone Wars. And they did a pretty good job.
Okay. But like, that's what the clones
It's hard
are for.
to imagine.
Like, have the clones why are you sending a Jedi? Why are you sending your Sith apprentice to kill the younglings? Why are you doing that?
So,
It's
like,
unnecessary. Just send the clones. They'll just shoot them all.
So, fuck me.
And then if you were to disregard, like, the Palpatine killing children, you'd be like, oh man, he didn't kill him, but fuck, that's evil. Still, tell us about Clone Wars.
No, my love for the prequels increased exponentially after I forced myself to watch Rise of Skywalker. I sat down, I forced myself
I have been
to do it,
unable to bring myself to do that such thing.
fucking die.
Same.
It was so bad. And like, this is coming from a person who really enjoyed the first two sequel movies. I stood up and I held up my picket sign and I defended the second film.
Yeah,
so
genuinely, The Force Awakens is my favorite Star Wars movie.
I mean, I've got to say that the of those three movies, the problem is that it wasn't that any one of the movies.
They swapped writers and had dick measuring contests who could outdo the other one.
Yeah, and that's the basic problem. There's no through line between the movies that made any sense. So it was whiplash in terms of character development. Just went like one way, then another way, then another way.
And they took way too much. They did the Disney live action remake thing where they listened to like the audience way too much instead of just carrying through their vision.
Right. Like,
you're assuming there was a vision.
True. But like,
yeah.
I have soured a lot on The Last Jedi. Personally, like, there are still the parts of it that are good are fucking great, and the parts of it that are trash are so fucking stupid.
Agreed. I would agree that the Last Jedi, I liked a lot of the things that they, the ideas that they introduced. I liked the idea of, frankly, I really liked the idea that Rey wasn't from some super secret aristocratic bloodline, and
yes,
that anyone could potentially develop the Force, and that was good stuff. And then of course they didn't even abandon it. It was more like
retconned it.
Yep.
Just unbelievable whiplash in that one.
So The Last Jedi presents the dark side of the Force not as something that lies, but as a harsh mentor. Like, the light side of the Force helps you come to conclusions. The dark side of the Force offers an obstacle and says, fight through it. And when
they opened up the Force as something that you could have a dialogue with, as something that only the Jedi's interpretation was what we'd been shown.
Exactly. And so when she goes to the Dark Mirror, it turns the Dark Mirror into, here is your challenge. If you can overcome it, I will answer your questions. And she does, and it does. And then the fucking Rise of Skywalker says, shut the fuck up, the dark side of the Force was lying to you. Woo! Palpatine for life!
God fucking damn it.
Remember the moment in that movie where they had a cavalry charge on the outside of a spaceship?
Oh, let's not even talk about that. I mean, the moments in those movies where they just did asinine stuff. I mean, in the first movie, the thing with they took the big blaster from that was supposed to be used for the Death Star. They brought it down on the surface and they shot. No, I think that was in Skywalker, the second one. That was the moment where I just had absolute contempt for the movie. Is the idea of the audience is stupid enough that a giant blaster is able to precisely penetrate a door and not kill everyone behind that door with the massive plasma plume that would have occurred from any like third grade science student would know about. What?
Like just being near the projectile.
Yeah. I mean, basically, and that's assuming you're just assuming it's not going to just blast the whole door and take out the entire mountain behind it too, because that would probably be what it would do, unless they're very, very precise. And then I've got to admit, the whole thing with Finn, where Finn was trying to go out for the heroic.
They sabotaged his fucking character. As far as I'm concerned, he was only in the first movie.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that I don't know.
Remember the time that the fans bullied Rose's actress off Twitter?
Yep.
Oh, I felt bad for her.
I hate
What
those
happened to her
people.
in the third movie was just terrible. I mean, it was like she was. They could have written her out just as easily as minimized her to the point where she had like 5 lines or something.
I don't even think she had 5 lines. I think that the cameo from Dominic Monaghan had more lines than she did.
Oh shit, Dom had a cameo?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I think
Rogue One makes every other modern Star Wars movie look absurd, and then it's probably my favorite Star Wars movie, even over
it's
Empire.
really good.
It's not my favorite, but only because like it was a little bit sad for me. But
It's a sad movie.
it's extraordinarily good.
I mean,
Can I
you
count The
knew it was going to
Mandalorian
end
as
poorly.
like a movie?
Yeah, The Mandalorian is no, it is not a movie, and it is the other thing that I would say is in that category. I love The Mandalorian.
Loved The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like what we see with Marvel as well, is that the long form television serves a better way of telling the story because they're not feeling pressure from these enormous.
Oh yeah, I feel like the first season of Jessica Jones for me was the most powerful season, the most powerful Marvel content video, televised content, including the movies.
It's pretty
So
good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
and Kilgrave is definitely the best villain. Even better than Loki. I've got to say, David Tennant.
I actually have not watched Jessica Jones yet, and part of that is because Kilgrave like genuinely upsets me to watch because he is so evil.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
he is, and for a reasonable reason. He had his powers from an early age and never developed anything resembling morality as a result. It's a very that is psychologically very valid that any child who is able to tell anyone to do whatever you wanted them to do would almost certainly end up being something to the a hard right worse than a sociopath.
Dave, empathy is for people who have to listen.
Actually, there's a book by Dan, if you guys want a really chilling, creepy read. There's a book by Dan Simmons called Carrion Comfort. Sort of on the old side nowadays, but it's they say vampires when they're describing it, but really it's about people who have mind control powers.
Okay.
And it is just people who have mind control powers, and that is scary as fuck. So if you ever just want to have some disturbing things,
Remind me what the title is?
Carrion Comfort.
Speaking of getting mind controlled, who wants to get dominated?
I'd rather not.
By whom?
Dan Simmons.
Thank you.
Carrion Comfort. Please.
Thank you, babe.
You approached the
I could have put it.
You could have, Dave, but you're too slow.
Yeah.
You arrive at the night court. The jester takes your cloaks, and you are permitted to mingle freely.
And mingle we do.
Oh, and the gentleman you're looking for is present.
Oh. Oh,
What
wow.
is?
That is such a nice picture.
Isn't it? I'm honestly shocked that I found it.
Here, you speak to him. I'm going to try to find the librarian.
Yusuf, you successfully find the librarian.
Give me a second. I have to find my note page. So,
Understood. Alexandra, what do you say to, or add to the rest of the party? What do you, or, if you do not want to mingle with the gangrel, is there anyone you do want to mingle with?
I'll probably. What is the gangrel's name anyway? I don't think you ever actually gave it to me.
I don't think I did.
And Alex probably would not have asked.
Gangle's name is Rut Sifo.
Could you spell that? I don't remember saying it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I almost got it right.
Yeah.
I'll approach him.
Wasn't expecting to see you again so soon.
Well, it may be not something you're interested in, but we've been making deals with people. Not my strong suit. But we have a changeling who's interested in preserving himself in a partnership with someone more powerful, and looking for a bodyguard who could be of use. I wasn't sure what your options are and if you were looking for anything, but you were the person that came to mind.
I think something can be arranged. Do you tell him about the nature of what's going on?
Yes.
Okay, so she moves in, he wants something to protect him, we have eyes on Surtur from now on, he gets to feel safe, she gets to be safe, and everybody gets paid.
Yes, in short.
I think something can be arranged. I'm betting he's gonna make us sign one gigantic fuck-off contract, so we'll have to bring the fool along.
Alex nods her head as if she understands that.
He's like, he points to the guy in the jester's cap, the fool, the old prince.
The old prince.
Yeah, used to be in charge before the Night King took over here. Do you know what the fool's role in a kingly court is?
Amusement?
Not to piss off the king?
What was that, Holmes?
Not to piss off the king?
Incorrect. The fool is the only one who's permitted to do so. The fool is the only one in the king's court who's permitted to speak freely.
No.
Consider that. Yusuf, are you prepared to speak with the librarian?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to discreetly give her an update of our proceedings. Tell her that we've made contact with people that we believe to either be or be in league with the acquisition department associated with the destroyed lab.
This makes sense.
The one that we've spoken to, Victoria, she's either so good at determining probability, or she may have some precognitive abilities. So if anyone...
What you're describing is most certainly the latter.
Interesting. If she can do that, then she might be able to cast those wards.
Exactly. Before the Ventru, before we became what, I'm sorry, not Ventru, before the Tremere became what we are, we were mages. That's fate magic right there. She may be using it unknowingly. Which means it would still be covert, wouldn't be vulgar. Not rote, but not loud. If she has
Does Shaman
other...
have access?
Hmm?
Does Shaman have access to fate magic, by the way?
Absolutely not.
Okay, just curious.
If she has access to other arcana, and there's no doubt in my mind that she does, we're dealing with a very dangerous individual.
Very good to know. There were others as well that we've seen, and he's going to describe the trio from the van: the handsome butler with the scarred face, the wolfish but not werewolf beast person, and the yellow jumpsuit guy wearing the face of another person with a rather ominous aura.
I've been on this earth for a very long time, my boy. You're dealing with slashers.
Dude,
Worse
May
yet.
I just say, fuck. I thought Victoria was one singular slasher that we would have to deal with. I fucking hate this shit. I hate this. I hate you. I hate this game. I'm so upset.
Well, Victoria might not even be a slasher. The others may be. And she's something else.
tell me
She
if
could be a mastermind, right? That's the. Oh yeah, she sounds like a mastermind. That's right.
Exactly. Worse yet, you're dealing with a whole gaggle of them. That ain't supposed to happen, kiddo. They're not supposed to get along like that. But these ones, they're drawn together. Something's tied them together. That's bad. You need to figure out what that is.
if we figure it out and find a way to sever that connection, maybe they'll eat each other alive.
That's a distinct possibility. Don't count your chickens before they've hatched.
No.
Knowing what links them together may not be destroyable, but knowing what it is means that you can manipulate it.
Good.
But it sounds like they're all scourges, which means the people you're dealing with are very volatile. Destroy whatever equilibrium they have, and you could upset the balance of power. Which means there's a possibility that killing or eliminating or capturing any one of them could cause the rest to become unstable and give you an advantage. So it may not be necessary, and it may not even be possible to take them all out at once. I wouldn't even attempt such a thing, unless you were absolutely certain of your superiority. And you're dealing with very powerful and deadly, insidious killers. I've got a murderous mind, but I like to apply it to other things, like reading and learning. These are killers. That's all they do.
We plan to play their little game for now. If we can get close to that mage, I think she's our ticket in to get closer to them.
I disagree.
No?
No. You don't want to make her your first target. Of the 5 of them, she may be the most harmless. If anything, I might start with the savage you described, or maybe the shape, or the psycho. Strangely enough, the three of them would probably be the easiest to eliminate. And we still got to figure out what their leader is and what she's capable of.
The hag described her as having an aura that resonated with the weird, so we assumed that she was some sort of changeling.
No, not a changeling. Supernatural creatures can't. They don't have enough. They don't have enough human psychology in order to become slashers. But they can be imbued. So, what you're dealing with something is Fae, but not changeling. There's lots of ways that people can invoke fairy magic. They often do it unknowingly. If that could be concentrated into a human being, you would encounter someone who has almost a supernatural fortune. If she had already existing physical abilities, they could be augmented. You are dealing with a very dangerous bunch, Mr. Rashid. I do not envy you your position.
Thank you for your advice and your information.
You're welcome. Information that benefits all is freely given.
He smiles at that and gives her a little nod of respect and meets up with the others.
I think that's where we're going to cut it.
Excellent place to cut it.
Everybody gets 1 experience point for showing up,
Woo!
1 experience point for a fantastic session, and then 3 experience points for inventive solutions.
Nice.
Yeah.
We didn't take the easy way out and kill everyone.
Hey,
It's always so much easier.
just remember, in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, killing people doesn't give you XP.
What? I did not notice.
Oh yeah, in that game, if you killing people doesn't give you XP, completing quests does. And you can get more XP if you investigate things more thoroughly. You also generally get more money. But, you know.
Yeah.
And interesting pathways too. So